I made $50,000 in revenue from sending cold emails in just 30 days. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing the entire process I used to do it so you can make a ton of money for your business as well. So the system I use is called the Prospect Prism method, and it's focused on 3 techniques that work together to make the system absolutely print money. And the first technique we're going to cover is pattern interruption. And this is where we can find unique angles to approach the prospects with. So the common problem with cold outbound not working for 90% of the people out there is due to the fact that the prospect is getting targeted 10 to 20 times every single day by different agencies, different businesses trying to pitch them the same thing. Their whole inbox is just flooded with boring messages that they've seen countless and countless of times. In order to break through, we need to be able to interrupt patterns. When you interrupt patterns, you build up curiosity. And when a person is curious, they really want to satisfy that curiosity and close the open loop. You see, our brains don't really like being curious for a long period of times, and we often try to do anything we can to try and find the answers to our questions. So the way you interrupt patterns is by first identifying what these patterns are. You need to be able to find out what angles in the market are being used by your competitors. And the way you can do that is by going on the Facebook ads library, typing in your niche or your industry, typing in marketing agency or whatever industry you're in, and looking at what your competitors are running ads for. Look at what type of offers are being run, what type of angles your competitors are using, what pain points they're talking about, what problems they're looking to solve, what dream outcomes they promise to achieve, and try to identify patterns, right? Patterns in the market. One other thing you can do is create a fake domain and email in whatever industry you're going after, and try to sign up to as many things as possible with that same email. Sooner or later, you're going to start being put into databases where your competitors are finding their leads from, and you will start receiving emails on emails on emails from all of the competitors, so you can actually start seeing what they actually send out to the prospects. Now create a list of all the angles that are being used by your competitors, and you can use ChatGPT to then help you think outside of the box. The way you can leverage ChatGPT is by asking it to find you unique problems within a particular industry that you're going after. It can help you find very specific problems that you can solve with your service. And this works no matter how boring your service is or how saturated you think it is. For example, let's take Facebook ads. Now this service is very broad, but if we start digging beneath the surface level, we can find a lot of interesting angles that we can leverage. For example, if an e-commerce is currently running Facebook ads, we can say something like, we will increase your 1-minute watch percentage and double the amount of clicks and conversion your ads get. You can also add a little bit of spice to that angle and say that you will beat their current UGC or ad creatives that they're running with a free ad creative that you're going to provide for them. Now come up with 4 to 5 different unique angles that solve specific problems within your market, because the more unique your offer is, the more you're going to stand out, the more you're going to interrupt the patterns, and the more appointments you're going to get booked into your calendar. Now moving on to the actual content of the message that you're going to be sending to your prospects, I want you to write your messages in a completely different way compared to everyone else. Write your emails, your DMs in a way that most people won't write them in. A good hack that you can use is basically just be a person, right? Just write the messages as if you are typing as a person, right? Because a lot of people tend to use templates too much, tend to use frameworks too much, right? So what you can do to stand out is basically just sit down and pretend you're writing directly to the prospect. Use your first lines not for personalization or just cringy compliments that your prospects don't care about, but instead for pattern interruption or hooks to read the rest of your message. Now this is literally how I was able to get this marketing agency from getting 1% response rates on their cold emails all the way up to 8% response rates. Now when I ran cold emails to get appointments in one of the most saturated niches, there was actually one other way that I leveraged to interrupt patterns, which took me literally 10 seconds to do. And this got me a 5 to 6% reply rate in one of the most saturated markets with one of the most saturated service offerings out there. But before I tell you what it was, if you guys are currently looking to scale your agency, coaching, or consulting business and add an extra 10 to 15 high-ticket clients, make sure to check out the link in the description below to schedule a one-to-one roadmap session with me. On the call, we'll break down your business and then I'll build a custom roadmap for you that you can follow yourself to scale your agency, coaching, or consulting business to whatever revenue mark you want to get to. So this other way of interrupting the pattern that literally took me 10 seconds to do was actually using a girl persona rather than my own. So what that means, basically when I reached out to my prospects through cold emails or cold DMs, I used a female name rather than my own. The reason for this is because people just naturally respond better to a female persona compared to a male persona, and will probably give them more of a chance compared to if a male persona reached out to them. And this is just basics of human psychology. And again, not only got me a lot more responses, but it also got me a lot more positive responses because people were just responding to my messages in a more kinder and understanding way. So now that you understand pattern interruption, let me actually give you a real email that I used to book countless and countless of sales appointments within the e-commerce industry. So the email was as follows. I'm sure you get so many fake compliments from automated emails, but I want to get straight to the point and come with a gift offering. How about we create 3 free Facebook ads in exchange for a quick call? But using pattern interrupts is only step 1 in using cold emails to make a lot of money for your business. Because hooking the prospect into reading your email is one thing, but you also need to make sure that your email aligns with what the prospect actually wants, or they simply won't buy from you. Now this brings me to technique number 2 in the prospect prism method, which is resonance. Now you always want to make sure that your emails resonate with the person you're reaching out to, whether it's a CEO, marketing manager, a sales director, a business development person. Each email should be unique to them and their position. So in order to create resonance, you need to actually research the client profile that you are going to be reaching out to and find out more about what they truly care about. For example, CEOs care about the returns on their investments, whether they're investing with money or their time. So I make sure that I always include the potential ROI they can get from my offer, and also made sure that I gave them an incentive to actually jump on a call with me and hear them out by giving them 3 free Facebook ads. For example, if I was to put that into an offer, it could be something like, these 3 ads will beat your current ad creatives and help you acquire sales at a cheaper cost. Now to make it resonate even more, we can include a specific case study within their same industry, or name drop whatever their closest competitors are doing. For example, your competitors are currently running XYZ ads. We can do the same for your company. Just keep in mind, when it comes to building resonance within your outbound message, whether it's an email or a DM, you always want to speak to their core desires. And when you're able to speak to their core desires, you're going to be able to book them into a sales meeting with you. So once you made your cold emails, interrupt patterns, and actually resonate with the businesses that you're targeting, you'll want to utilize technique number 3 in the prospect prism method, which is high volume. Now this basically just removes any chances of your cold emails not working after you nail step 1 and 2. So I want you to think about 2 agencies right now, Agency A and Agency B. Agency A sends about 100 manual emails a day, whilst Agency B is able to send 1,000 to 1,500 emails every single day. Who do you think will scale faster? You see, no matter what anyone tells you, volume simply negates any luck. And these days, if you truly want to grow and scale your business, you have to compete with agencies that are sending thousands and thousands of emails every single day. Now, yes, you can get away with sending manual emails or manual DMs, but think about how long that is actually going to take and how much effort you actually have to put into it to achieve your goals. Whereas Agency B is simply able to do all of this on autopilot, and they're able to leverage software in order to achieve a bigger outcome. So what I did is create a Google Sheet and outline all the variables that play into my success with my cold emails. Things such as response rate, positive response rate, appointment booking rate, and close rate. I then took my retainer, or what I charge my clients for my services, and then I calculated how many clients I need to sign to generate $50,000 in revenue, and then reverse engineered that and mapped out a plan to get me to that revenue mark in just 30 days. So this just made it easier for me to be able to project my revenue and then reverse engineer every single step I need to take in order to make that happen. So, for example, if I want $50,000 in revenue and my ticket price is $2,500 a month, my average retention is 4 months, then I need to close 5 new clients this month and retain them for the next 4 months. So now knowing that I need 5 new clients this month, I can then set my KPIs on my positive response rate, my appointment booking rate, my close rate, and start to play around with numbers and see how much volume I actually need to do in order to be able to achieve my goal. So let's say I need 25 appointments a month in order to close 5 clients at a 20% close rate. So let's say I want an appointment booking rate of 0.5%. I'll need to be able to reach out to 5,000 leads in order to book 25 appointments in and then close 5 new clients at a 20% close rate. And honestly, reaching out to 5,000 leads a month is not that hard these days. And you can even increase the volume to get away with a lower appointment booking rate. So for example, if you still want 25 appointments, you can actually get away with like a 0.2% appointment booking rate if you just send out 10,000 emails this time, right? So you see how volume can essentially just negate any luck. I get all of my clients to implement the Prospect Prism method. And if you guys want to learn more about it, then make sure to check out the link in the description to schedule your one-to-one roadmap call.